Hello.
Welcome to Once More, a podcast where two best pals rewatch, re-examine, and review, and re-record, and re-record.
And re-record.
Our favorite movies, shows, and series, and podcasts. I'm Ryan something.
I'm Jen Katz. Boy, howdy.
Hi, Jen.
Hello. Yeah, so for those of you watching and listening, first of all, thank you. And we are on our third attempt at recording this episode. As you might have saw on social media, we didn't have any episodes out last week. No Unhinged, no rewatch of Buffy. There was a demon in our internet.
So no excuses. We got to nail this
We
one.
have to. It's our third time doing it.
Bring you our best.
This is it.
This third recording.
This is it.
This is it.
This is it. Okay. So,
Jenny,
Ryan,
what episode are we going to talk about today?
I am so thrilled that you asked.
Of course. It was my pleasure.
Yeah.
You think you're thrilled? Try asking the question.
Oh my God. Buckle up, everybody. Okay.
We're here.
Today, we will be discussing the 10th episode of the second season of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. What's My Line Part 2. What's My Line Part 2 was written by Marty Noxon, directed by David Semel, and it aired on November 24th, 1997. Almost time for my 7th Thanksgiving.
That's right. And birthday.
I turned 7 3 days before this aired.
Yeah.
Wild.
Don't know if you want to give people your birthday.
Try it, folks.
Your
Not going to get much.
Name and birthday.
Yeah, well.
Anyway, up to you.
That's an easy. I'm sure, the Wild West of my early internet days, all of my information is out there somewhere. We all had our fucking birthdays on Facebook, for the love of God.
We did.
Okay. Yeah. Anywho, so this is our third time recording, as we have stated. Yes. We originally planned on this being a 2-part episode that we were going to release the same day.
Yes. We're just picking up where we left off. So we left Buffy and Kendra in Angel's room.
His bachelor apartment.
Which we don't know. It's in an industrial complex someplace.
Yes, Sunnydale's thriving industrial
wherever the warehouse
region
is. And Buffy has been confronted by an individual
who says she is Kendra, the Vampire Slayer.
Yes, and then dun dun dun,
and everybody's like fisticuffs are up.
Right. I mean, this was like a JR who shot JR cliffhanger.
Yeah, this was a big one.
Yeah,
and everybody's confused. It's like, what are you talking about? Kendra's like, I don't know. What are you talking about?
The audience is like, what's happening?
What? And Buffy's like, okay. Scenario. We stop fighting. We're going to go to my watcher. We're going to go to Giles. We're going to figure it out. And Kendra's still looking confused. And here we go. Some really uncomfortable writing choices here. Buffy looks at Kendra and says, no kicko, no fighto. Kendra speaks English. She's established that.
Right.
Let's not.
Yeah, she's not from a foreign planet.
No, and still, even if she didn't speak English, to say no kicko, no fighto is just
I gotta add the O at the end.
Yeah. Cringy.
Oh, you must not speak English.
Oof. Yeah. And so they're gonna go see Giles to figure it out. And she, Kendra tells Buffy, I was sent here by my watcher to kill vampires. Okay.
It's a big question.
There's some questions.
What's going on here?
I don't know. But before we cut to your favorite part of the episode, the credits, we see a quick glimpse of Angel. He's in Willie's storeroom that's caged, and he's like curling up away from the,
that's right. She
sunlight.
left him hanging.
Quite literally. Well, not quite literally, but she left him.
Yeah. High and dry. In
front of the slowest goddamn sunrise Sunnydale, California has ever seen. He should have been dead. Anyway. Credits. Cut to the credits. Cue sick guitar riff. We go to the library.
We are.
Yeah. We see Giles talking to Kendra and Buffy, and Kendra reveals that she's got her own watcher. His name is Sam Zabuto. And Giles is like, oh, I've heard of him. He's, great, blah, blah, blah. Point of order, okay? Why has there been no communication amongst the watchers?
Hey.
Because, okay, just hear me out. Stay with me here, folks.
Get the cork board out.
Giles was assigned Buffy, and it is known that is the Slayer. Okay. Buffy, I'm sorry.
And we are reminded almost every episode that she alone,
one girl in all the world,
will stand against the vampires, demons, and forces of darkness.
Right.
She is the Slayer.
Not they are the Slayers. She is the Slayer.
She is.
Okay.
Okay.
So we know Buffy died at the end of season 1. She just died a little bit, as she says in this episode. And we know
so great.
She comes back. There's no communication at this point, which is baffling because obviously Kendra was called when Buffy died. The Watchers Council, they should be shifted to Kendra and Mr. Sam Zabuto, wherever they come from, right?
Yes.
We don't get a specific area that they come from. But no. So we've got Sam Zabuto. You don't think he's reporting to the Watchers Council? We find out that they're massive rule followers.
Massive.
He would be reporting to the Watchers Council all the time.
Did
Nobody has this conversation.
Did they not have a correct contact information for Giles to either call him or send him some sort of a note in the mail that says, "Thank you, your services are no longer needed. Condolences on the loss of your Slayer."
Something.
And then he could have been like, "Wait, hold on a second. There's been a mix-up. Let me call the council, straighten things out.
Yeah,
they can pull the reins back on the second Slayer, or maybe meet and all decide, hey, there's 2 Slayers.
What do we do here?
Why not?
Is this precedented? Has this ever happened before? We don't know.
Sounds pretty unprecedented.
It does. And the thing that gets me is like what you said. Even if Giles didn't call the council and be like, yes, hello, Buffy died, but she came back all as well. Tip, pip, pip, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
He didn't. But like you're saying, if another Slayer was called, they would have been notified and they would have sent Giles his
papers,
his severance package.
You're out, buddy.
Does he have to stay out of the Sunnydale library?
Right. Now that you're no longer a watcher, we'd like to move you to the Books Council, and you can become our new librarian for the council.
Or hey, we're gonna put you with another potential.
Yeah.
In case this one dies.
That's right. We're
gonna move you around. It just doesn't make sense to me. So
what happened, writers?
Someone write in. We had a great explanation from one of our listeners about Spike's accent, James Marsters' accent choices. If anyone has any background on why there is no communication about there being a new Slayer called, let us know.
Marty, Howard, if you're listening.
Howard.
We'd love to have you on the show. Howard Gordon, one of the writers with Marty Noxon.
I thought he did the first one.
Oh, perhaps, but
anywho,
doesn't she appear in the first one?
Sure.
Okay,
anyway,
cool.
Great.
Let us know.
Someone let us know. oncemorepodcast@gmail.com. Ding. Okay. So we learned that her name is Kendra. She's got no last name, and Buffy's over here making snarky comments, that's totally 80s or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Willow comes in and Kendra's like ready to fight. She's like, who is this? What are we doing? And she says, Willow's my friend, a person you hang with, like an amigo.
Again, speaking to her as if she doesn't speak English, so she must speak Spanish.
It's tough.
And also treating her like she's from a foreign planet.
Yeah, and they're kind of making Kendra to be like she's from a foreign planet.
Like
she doesn't. Alien. Right. She doesn't understand the concept of friendships. She's like, wait, people know who you are?
Right.
And we get some Slayer lore. We kind of just touched on it. Giles says that the new Slayer is called after the previous Slayer dies. And they realize that, even though Buffy died for a short amount of time, Kendra was still called.
Whoops.
And Giles says, this made me laugh, I'm quite flummoxed. And Buffy says, what's the flum?
Sounds like a Willow line.
Oh, gosh. So, yeah, we learned that Kendra's Watcher sent her to Sunnydale because there was a dark power gathering.
Right.
And she attacked Buffy because she thought Buffy was a vampire because she saw her kissing Angel. And God, Willow, she goes, hey, Buffy would never do that.
Buffy doesn't kiss vampires.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
She's like, except for when she sometimes does.
And she sometimes does.
And
so cute.
They, say, oh, yeah, Angel, he's fine. He's one of the good ones now. And Kendra's like, Angelus? And
she's like, Angelus.
I can't do her accent.
I know.
She calls him Angelus. And even Giles is like, yeah, he's good now. And Kendra's like, well, he didn't seem much different than an animal she trails off. And Buffy's like, what did you do?
Yeah, Buffy nearly comes out of her chair.
Huh? So we cut to Willie's. Willie the rat. Yeah, you see, Angel, my buddy, my pal.
I'm not just going to let you burn.
I wouldn't do that. Your old pal Willie. So,
smoked Angel.
He should absolutely be dead. This is the longest sunrise.
This is a long sunrise.
And
he's worked his way into a corner. He's still in the cage.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the cage door opens up.
It is.
And Willie picks up Angel.
He does.
And they descend into the sewers.
Why is Angel's shirt unbuttoned?
Yeah, Angel's shirt is unbuttoned.
Wouldn't he want to be fully covered if the sun was about to crisp him? Oh,
it's getting hot in here. Sun was coming up.
Getting so hot. So
unbutton my shirt now.
Cause Spike's coming. All right.
Whoa.
Wow.
Great landing pad.
So Willie is my fashion slay for this week. I love his white tank top. Like he's got the kind of, he's typical gangster kind of style looking guy. He's got the high-waisted pants, unbuttoned, silky looking shirt, and he's wearing some white Chuck Taylors.
He looks like he's walked out of the Bronx or Brooklyn or something.
Yeah, he looks great.
He's cool.
But we get him in the sewers, and you about came off your seat.
He dropped Angel into the sewer, and we thought, okay, well, maybe he's just going to drop him down there so he can kind of recharge, do his thing. And Willie jumps in after him, and I nearly lost it when he splashed down in those white chucks in the sewer water.
Gross.
Sir, you ruined your kicks.
Get out of here.
For what? For how much money did he get from Spike?
Maybe,
like $200 or something?
Maybe.
Spike
probably gave him $100 if even. But as we mentioned, it's Spike. Spike is here with some goons, with some minions, and Willie has given Angel over to Spike in exchange for some money.
What a rat.
Yeah. Willie has ruined his shoes, and Spike walks in, and Willie's like, here you go. And Willie says, hey, wait, we had a deal, because Spike's getting ready to just be like, yeah, fuck you. And Spike pulls out a literal wad of money. And he says, what's the matter, Willie? Don't you trust me? He gives him money. And Spike fucking slaps him and basically says, if you talk, I'll have your guts for garters, which we do know Willie will talk because that's what Willie does.
That's what Willie does.
And Willie's like, Scouts honor, wild horses couldn't drag it from me.
Rat's got a rat.
Rat's gonna rat. And Spike holds up the last bill, crumples it, drops it in the gross water, and oops.
And Willie does not just delicately try to lift the corner of the bill. He scoops it up with his hand.
So,
what is wrong with this character?
We need to unpack.
He's a rat.
He's a rat.
He's comfortable in the sewers.
Yeah. And he, like you said, scoops up the water, and Spike's, the goons are dragging Angel off, and
shirt unbuttoned.
Willie, sorry, I just went to the Taylor Swift song. Now I'm being dragged with my shirt unbuttoned.
Wow.
That was good, right?
Hot.
Yeah. And Willie's like, what are you going to do with him? And I love this line from Spike. He says, I'm thinking maybe dinner and a movie. I don't want to rush into anything. I've been hurt, Love Spike.
He's so good.
He's so good.
Such a fun character.
He really is. All right. So we go back to Buffy's house, and my pal and yours, Norman Pfister.
Oh my God. Fucking Pfister.
He's kind of had it with Cordelia. Cordelia is rifling through all the samples. She's, asking, you have anything in the Barry family? I can't remember what she says.
Yeah, no, he's about done.
He's over it.
And you can tell because we start getting a bug crawling out of his jacket.
Yes. And he's asking Cordelia, are there any more ladies in the house? Get out of here.
She quickly realizes that something's off here.
Yeah, she sees the worm coming out of his sleeve, and then there's one on his face. So, Norman Pfister. The Fistas, remember? The Fistas. So, he turns into, Cordelia's backing up. Xander comes in. He's like, all right, buddy, get out. And then he realizes that he's a bug. He's made of bugs.
Yeah.
And he just turns into a pile of bugs Xander and Cordelia run.
Not out the door.
No, which what they should have done.
They run upstairs.
They run upstairs.
By the time they get there, though,
he's reassembled himself.
Norman has reappeared because I guess bugs can travel faster than they can up the stairs.
Teleport.
Who knows?
Who knows? That's another point of order because
just wondering.
They can't get under the door to get to the basement.
Right, but he could certainly get upstairs before they could.
Sure.
Strange.
And they run to the basement and they start like squishing some of the bugs, but there's too many. And so we'll see later, they've like
duct tape
and closed it off so he can't get downstairs. Sure.
Uh-huh.
So we cut to Willie's and it's Kendra and Buffy and they're trying to get information out of Willie.
That's right. Good cop, bad cop.
Well, Kendra is fucking Willie up. She's pushing him and tells Buffy she can tell he's dirty when Buffy's like, hey, stop beating him up. We need information.
That's right.
And Willie says, well, I helped Angel escape. He's probably licking his wounds. He's probably just recharging. Everything's fine. And Kendra's like, I don't trust him. We should still hit him. And Buffy says, I do things my way. And Kendra says, no wonder you died. That made me laugh.
My goodness.
And then we get this really great scene. Really great few lines from Willie as Kendra and Buffy are leaving. And he's like, hey, you girls ever tried modeling before? These are teenagers, right?
Yeah.
And he said, I've got a friend who does tasteful nude photography. I can give you his info if you want. And I'm with Kendra at this point. Hit him.
Right.
Punch him in the face.
And
gross.
Maybe put him on a watch list. I mean, I don't know. There's probably
something.
Yeah. No.
Gross. So we
what a rat.
What a rat. We cut to your beloved Drusilla. Yeah. She's in bed. She's wearing a nightie. She looks really weak. And she tells Spike she was dreaming of them in Paris with Spike and a branding iron.
This is such a great dramatic scene.
Oh, yeah.
Jenny, should we do a black box theater moment?
I absolutely think we should. Today's episode of Vampire Black Box Theater.
Yes.
The role of Drusilla will be played by Ryan Something. And the role of Spike will be played by me, Jen Katz. And the role I was absolutely born to play.
So much to unpack there.
See.
Cut to Drusilla's bed. She's asleep. Spike bends over her and strokes her hair. She wakes. I was dreaming.
Of what, pet?
We were in Paris. You had a branding iron.
I brought you something.
He goes over to the stairs and picks Angel up from the landing. And there were worms in my baguette.
You'll sigh, am I sweet?
Spike drags Angel in. My angel.
The one and only. Now all we need is the full moon tonight and he will die and you will be fully restored.
He takes her hand and whispers.
My black goddess.
Kisses her hand.
My ripe, wicked plum.
Working his way up her arm.
It's been
forever. They kiss passionately. Angel watches from the floor, all tied up and gagged.
Wow.
He strains against his bonds. They break off their kiss. Spike, let me have him, until the moon.
All right, you can play, but don't kill him. He mustn't die until the ritual.
Bring him to me. Spike picks up Angel from the floor and forces him over to Drusilla. She grabs him by the chin and looks him in the eye. You've been a very bad daddy.
Wow.
She slaps him across the face. Angel is powerless to do anything.
Scene.
Yes.
Suck that. Guys, folks, listen, folks.
There's a suckfest coming here for sure.
Wow. I do just love Drusilla saying there are worms in my baguette.
What was that all about? It comes across better in the show because the way that the beat goes.
Yeah.
The line lands a little bit better. But
there were worms in my baguette. The way she says it, it's just so great.
Dreaming about.
Angel is shirtless now. They
Uh-huh.
have taken Angel's shirt. And they
Yeah.
have bound and gagged him.
Spike took it.
Spike did. Can't wait. And Spike is smiling when Drusilla slaps Angel. And I don't think it's just because he hates Angel. I think he's enjoying the slappity slap.
Me thinks he's having flashbacks to a time where they probably did slap each other around a little bit.
Me thinks you would be correct.
Mm-hmm. Good for them.
We cut to Sunnydale High School.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Giles. He's walking with Buffy and Kendra and Willow. And Giles says he spoke to Mr. Zambuto. Giles doesn't mention anything. You know, hey, my Slayer is still alive.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Zambuto's not flabbergasted. He's just like, oh, great. Kendra should stay there. She should work with Buffy and y'all should sort this out.
Mr. Zambuto went on vacation.
He's like, thank God.
Hey, I'm not there, buddy. Your problem.
You sort it out, Giles.
Yeah. You're breaking up. Click.
Yeah, he's like sitting on a beach, living his best life.
He is. He's drinking a Mai Tai.
Oh, yeah. Good for you, Sam Zambuto.
Good for you, buddy.
And Giles says, you know, they're concerned about Drusilla getting to full strength. And it's not, you know, she's not only evil, Drusilla is quite mad. And Kendra says she read about the Order of Taraka in the writings of Dromaeus. And Giles is like, oh, that's quite difficult to get through. Yeah. And they're kind of nerding out.
Well, she asked him, or he asked her, like, where'd you learn about that? She's like, oh, in the Slayer handbook.
Yes. And Buffy's like, there's a handbook?
Yeah. Buffy's like, hold on a second.
What? I didn't get a handbook. And Giles said it would have been no use to give it to you. Rude. Probably true.
Threw away the handbook.
It's a paperweight in his office now. And Willow goes, ooh, is there a t-shirt? Because that would be cool. Same. I love a t-shirt.
Yeah, that'd be a good t-shirt.
And what would the t-shirt say? Like, here's your Slayer gear. You get the handbook. You get a steak. What would the t-shirt say? I'm a Slayer. Ask me how.
I'm a Slayer. I just want a normal life.
Okay. Yeah. So Kendra and Giles, they're
if
getting on.
The apocalypse comes, beat me. There you go.
There it is.
Okay.
So Kendra and Giles are getting along really well. They're going to go back to the library and research. And Giles tells Buffy Snyder was snooping around and she should go make an appearance. Yeah, maybe she should go to class. What are we? Is she maintaining this life or is she not? What are we doing? Giles, you took her out of school in the previous episode.
Right.
But now you're all concerned? And, you know, Buffy's kind of being a little petulant. She's like, well, get a load of Giles, his star pupil. And Willow tries to console her. She says, you know, you'll always be Giles's favorite, but
sure.
Buffy's
not a competition right now.
No. And Buffy almost, you know, we kind of think maybe she's jealous, but she quickly is like, it's more relief. She says, if Kendra took over, I could go back to have a normal life.
That's right. Remember, this is all in the middle of career week.
Yes. Where Buffy's been told she has a career in law enforcement.
Right.
She's not excited about that.
Sure. You know, these are big questions for her.
Yeah.
What does she want to do with the rest of her life? And if a Slayer came along to pick up the slack or take over, what would you do?
I would be like, yeah, I'm going to go join Mr. Zambuto on the beach with a Mai Tai. You guys got this.
Sure.
Why wouldn't?
Or maybe negotiate some terms. Be like, hey, maybe we could
trade off,
share some roles. I could take vacation for 2 weeks out of the year and you come in and step in, and
vice versa.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, if there's something going on in your part of your neck of the woods, wherever the hell she is.
That is, again, a part of a larger conversation about the Watchers Council and why they don't pay their Slayers.
Pay their Slayers.
Pay your Slayers. But hey, it's a council of majority men with young girls saving everybody, so they're not going to pay them.
How are they generating their income? Or is this council been along so long it's just like on some sort of like nest egg? And
I think a lot of the people on the council are like British gentry and aristocracy, so they bring their money.
Gotcha. Lords and ladies.
Lords and ladies. Yeah.
Cool.
So we go back to Buffy's house, and Xander and Cordelia are in the basement, and Cordelia is pacing. She is like, gotta get out of here.
She's gotta go to the bathroom.
She's like, what's your plan? And Xander's like, Buffy shows up and saves us. Cordelia's like, God damn it. So they're going back and forth, and they're fighting and, you know, like getting in each other's faces. Well, I hate you.
Snippy with one another.
I hate you. Good. And then all of a sudden the music swells. Smooch time.
Yeah. Well, you know, passions flare in situations like this.
Mm-hmm.
You never know what could happen.
It might be your last day. You might get eaten by bugs.
But I think that there's more there between them.
Well, they've been
building.
Yes.
So they smooch.
They smooch, and I hate the music.
The music's just terrible, and the build up to this is awful.
I don't like the smooshing of them together, but I like the trope of fighty kiss.
Yes.
Where
Enemies to lovers.
I'm in.
Yeah.
They fumbled it a little bit, but this is fine.
They did.
And then they're like, we got to get out of here. So they go up. They don't really see any bugs. Like, okay, we're gonna sneak out of the house.
Yeah, maybe he's gone.
No. Does he come from the ceiling?
I can't recall where.
I think it's like all the bugs are on top of the ceiling and they drop
down only.
Oh, on Cordelia.
Oh
God.
They run outside.
Yeah.
Xander picks up the water hose.
God damn it.
And sprays Cordelia for longer than it takes to rinse all the bugs off of her.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And she even says, Xander,
please stop.
I'm sick. I need help.
He does.
That's all I'm going to say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. So we go back to the school and Buffy is, she's got to check in with her career fair situation.
Right. Yeah. Career fair is in full force, full effect.
Yes.
Everyone's buzzing around the hallway.
Right. They all have like seminars related to their careers.
Right. There's like businesses that have come and set up like little booths where they're talking about like, hey,
yeah,
this is what you could do.
That's what you could do. And so Buffy and Willow are talking and Buffy's like, yeah, I got to go to law enforcement because I missed my other option was environmental engineering and I missed that seminar.
That's the one she should have gone to.
Right. And Buffy's like, check out that guy looking at you. And it's Oz. We love Oz.
We love Oz.
And Willow's like, oh, that's just Oz. He's giving me computer nerd solidarity. And Buffy's like,
he's giving you more than that.
He's heading over here. And Buffy like slowly slinks away. And Oz is talking to Willow. And Willow says, your hair, it's brown. Because it was like red in the previous.
It was pretty red. Yeah. The last episode.
Oz is so great. He's so cool. He just goes, yeah, sometimes. And then just rolls right along. He's not like, oh, yeah, thanks. I dyed it. He just, And he says, or I think Willow asked him, so are you going to, I don't remember. They get on the conversation. Are they going to quit school and go work for that big software firm?
Right.
And Willow says, I think I'm going to finish high school first. And what about you? And Oz is like, no, I'm not really a computer person.
He's like, I just want to play drums in my band.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just a really good test taker.
And bass. He plays
bass. Yeah. And God, it's so great because Willow and Oz, from the previous episode were chosen by this software company. They had been like watched for a while.
Sure, with a security detail. But the CEO couldn't make it because his jet couldn't fly through the fog.
From SeaTac. It was so specific. And, Oz is just like, nah. I just want to play bass in my band with Devin. Love Dev. And, we cut from them and they're so cute. We go back to Buffy and Buffy's like looking around. And the police officer is about to start the seminar. She's calling everybody's name. She goes, Buffy Summers. And Buffy's like, here. And then the cop pulls out a gun.
Yeah. So content warning.
Yes.
This
sorry.
is where we have some violence,
yep.
School violence that we're going to talk about here.
Yes.
So yes, the guy running the career booth for
law enforcement
pulls a gun on Buffy and starts to fire
indiscriminately
into the crowd.
Yes. And Willow is in the crossfire. Oz jumps in front of Willow and we think he gets shot.
He gets maimed. Yeah.
Yeah. We learn the bullet grazed him but he's saving Willow. And it's very troubling because we live in 2024 when we're recording this. Unfortunately, gun violence in schools is very common. It's very prevalent. A lot of people get killed that way. And it's really hard to see.
It is.
Was this pre-Columbine? Because was Columbine in 98 or 99?
This was pre-Columbine.
And so it's just, I know when they made it, it was a different lens.
It was a much different lens.
Yeah.
Someone who grew up and remembers Columbine very clearly as being a young adult. And then having to, bear witness to multiple other gun violence scenarios in schools and also, in other public places. It's a lot. And so now when you rewatch a show like this, it's almost triggering for a generation or more of individuals who have either been affected by this or have to watch this unfold and feel helpless.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's difficult. And when she pulled the gun and started firing, I just had to kind of like shudder and look away because it's just a lot to process. It's a different time, much different time.
It is. And, there's not a lot of gun violence in Buffy. And when it is, it's really jarring because it's a supernatural show.
Yeah.
But it's even more jarring coming from where we come from. I mean, you were a teenager when Columbine happened. I was in elementary school, so I kind of remember it. But, in our current lives, Uvalde was 2 years ago. That was a deadly shooting in Texas, a Texas elementary school. Sandy Hook happened, when I was in college, I believe. It's hard to watch.
Columbine was
98.
Was 2 years after this. It was 99. April 20th, 99.
Yeah, it's really, really sad.
Yeah, having witnessed this 2 or more generations now, having grown up in this sort of environment, it's when you see something like this that was recorded at a time previous or prior to these events, and you see it, you just can't help think of the thing. It brings back all of these things. It brings back the thought of Uvalde. It brings back the thought of Columbine. It brings back the thought of the Sandy Hook, and
the countless others,
Florida,
Hollywood,
and the club. Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot. So Kendra shows up because I think the police officer has another gun, another weapon that she pulls out. Kendra shows up and she kicks out of her hand. The officer grabs Jonathan at this point, our good pal Jonathan, and she's holding a knife to him. And then she basically like throws him. She uses him as a shield so she can escape. Okay, so we go to the library. Willow is wrapping Buffy's knee. And we see lots of like Buffy icing herself these 2 episodes. She's getting her knee wrapped. And Oz, we learn he's okay.
Yeah.
He has a scrape. So the bullet grazed him.
Do you think that Buffy's getting her knee wrapped and things because of the fight with Kendra? Because Kendra's
probably
as strong as she is.
Yeah. And then we did establish the last episode on the ice. Buffy slammed her knee as well. That's right. Okay, cool. But she also was icing like her elbow at some point. So yeah, I think Kendra's at her strength. And Xander and Cordelia show up and Kendra gets all again, like who do I got to fight? And they're like, stop, stand down.
Yeah, friends.
They're friends. And I don't like the choice of making Kendra act all weird and shy in front of Xander. She's a powerful, strong woman. And then when Xander comes around, she's like this. Yes.
And we don't really get an explanation about that until later in the episode. So all you can infer is that, maybe she's like shy around Xander because maybe she thinks he's cute.
Yeah.
And we find out later that that's not really it.
No, it's gross. And Xander's like, oh, so you're a Slayer too, huh? I like that in a woman. Sir, you just made out with Cordelia in Buffy's basement.
Right.
You have just gone back and forth about Buffy, and Willow's your best friend who had a mad crush on you. Like, can you just stop?
Yeah.
Stop.
Chill. Take a chill pill.
Please. And Cordelia and Xander break down what just happened at Buffy's house.
Well, not everything that happened.
Well, not everything about Norman Pfister, at least. And I do love the line from Buffy. You and bug people, Xander. What's up with that? Call out to Miss French from season 1. Anyway, so Giles has been doing the research and he figures out that they need a full moon and Drusilla's sire to complete the ritual.
New moon.
I'm sorry. Yes, they need a new moon and Drusilla's sire to complete the ritual to bring her back to her full strength. And they're like, well, that's not going to happen because they don't. Where's Drusilla's sire? And Buffy's like, well,
about that.
Yeah. So she tells everybody.
I know a guy.
Yeah. So funny thing is, she says Angel is Drusilla's sire. And Xander says, man, that guy got major neck back in his day.
Okay. That's kind of funny.
Got major neck. Okay. And Kendra isn't having it. She's like, guys, he is a vampire.
A vampire, yes.
He should, a vampire. He should probably die. Why are we getting beside ourselves?
Sure.
For a vampire.
She's not unreasonable.
She's not.
She's a Slayer.
Angel did a lot of fucked up shit. Yes, I know he has a soul, but when he was Angelus, he killed a lot of people.
Right. And let's see. Her job is to check Notes. Oh, stand against the vampires, demons,
yes,
and
yes.
forces of darkness. Got it.
Kendra's just trying to do her job. And Buffy's
By
like,
the book.
Buffy's
The
like,
handbook that Giles threw out.
maybe that's why Buffy doesn't know. She didn't see the handbook.
She doesn't get it.
Yeah. Buffy's like, but Daddy, I love him and we're going to save him. Angel's got his shirt unbuttoned. I'm screaming, but Giles, I love him. Okay. So Buffy's like, you're either with me or you're not. And she says, Spike is going down.
I bet. Yeah. Buffy's like, yeah, about that too.
And this line, I did this, the next line when she says, I just cringe. She says, nobody messes with my boyfriend. I don't like it.
But openly admits to claiming him as her boyfriend. That's a first.
It is.
In this series.
So when you use the word claim, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
That's in a lot of fanfic. Claiming.
Oh.
Where you.
Nice.
You know,
I'm
you
so
get.
trendy.
You are so trendy. And well, it's in a lot of the fairy books that I read. I don't know if anyone can see all my Sarah J. Maas books back there. But that's like a thing in Buffy fanfic too, where she's either with she's with Angel or some vampire. I don't know who.
Yeah.
They bite her and then she bites them. And it's like, I claim you. It's like it's a whole
True
thing.
Blood.
Very that.
Right.
So we go back to Drusilla's room and Angel is still shirtless and now he is fully tied up.
He is. And this is exciting.
This is something. She's torturing Angel. She's pouring holy water on him.
Yes.
And as she's doing that, she's talking about the sisters that she had that he killed.
The Fister sisters?
Not those.
Oh, okay.
Not those. She's kind of doing her thing. She's like, the lamb is caught in the blackberry patch. And she comes up to Angel. She's like, my mummy ate lemons. And she said she loved the way they made her mouth tingle.
Right.
Little Anne, who is her, I'm assuming her sister, her favorite was custard, brandied pears. And Angel tries to talk to her. He says, Drew. And she shushes him. You know, she says, and pomegranates used to make her fingers and face all messy. And she's pouring all this holy water on him. And he's like, he's in pain. And she says, remember, little fingers, little hands. And he's like, if I could. And she tells him to bite your tongue.
He's shivering in pain.
Yes. They used to eat cake and eggs and honey until you came and ripped their throats out.
Yeah.
And she pours a lot of holy water on his chest and he screams. Seems like they've done this before.
Yeah. Well, Angel has turned a negative situation into a positive one, it looks like. I mean, he's probably not mad about it.
It's an interesting scene because we get to see their dynamic.
Yes.
And then we also, Drusilla has she's got an axe to grind with Angel. He literally killed her entire family.
She's going to grind that axe for sure.
It's hot. It shouldn't be hot, but it's hot to me.
Axe body spray. It's probably what he's wearing.
Oh, God. Angel is probably not. He was wearing like Dracar Noir or something.
Do vampires shower?
They have to.
Or do they just smell like a corpse?
Gross.
They
must shower.
We haven't seen anyone shower in the Buffy series, have we? Did you ever see Spike or Angel shower?
No, we haven't seen them shower.
Or Luke and the Master?
No. Nope.
Okay, cool.
Okay, great.
Nice little side conversation with myself.
Hey. So we go to the library and our girl Willow, she's click-clacking.
She's working.
And we learn, get your geo map ready, your locations.
I'm ready.
There are 43 churches in Sunnydale. They're trying to figure out which church they're going to do this ritual at.
Sunnydale, Oklahoma?
Okay. Does this include any synagogues, any mosques, Sikh or Buddhist temples?
Yeah.
So Buffy's in Giles' office with Kendra. They're sharpening weapons. Kendra picks up a crossbow and Buffy's like, hey, be careful. And Kendra's like, then proceeds to shoot the crossbow into the lamp.
Like, all right.
And then Kendra's like, so what are you going to do when this is all over? And Buffy says, I'm thinking pineapple pizza and a teen movie fest. Something from the Ringwald oeuvre. Shout out Molly Ringwald.
Yes.
I was way too young to watch 16 Candles when I did.
I think we all were.
The movie does not hold up in court these days, but
16 Candles,
it's a
pretty
classic.
pink,
Jake
all
Ryan
the
was
Brad
hot.
Pack stuff,
Jake Ryan was hot. Anyway, Okay.
And let's not forget the Breakfast Club.
Don't you
Forget about Molly Ringwald.
So Xander doing research. He gets little Beatles shout out. He finds the bug man. He says, I'm the bug man, cuckoo, cuckoo. And why are you making the
I
face?
just don't like him making a Beatles joke. I just really don't have a whole lot of respect for him.
No, you shouldn't. And they discover that he can only be killed if he's in his dissembled state. So they have to get all the bugs dissembled. Hard. Yeah. Okay. And Willow is looking at, there's a moment where Xander and Cordelia are kind of going back and forth, and Willow is looking at them like,
just trying to put it together. Something's
up. And Kendra and Buffy are talking, and Kendra tells Buffy that she was taught that anything other than her calling is distracting. She was given to her watcher by her parents when she was very young. She doesn't really remember her parents. That's how serious her people take the calling.
Right.
How did she know? Buffy went her whole life without knowing she was a potential until her first watcher, not Giles, comes up to her.
How old?
She's 15, I think.
Okay.
Comes up to her. Merrick is his name. And he's like, hey, you're the Slayer. And she's like, huh? She had no idea. She was normal LA girl. How does Kendra know that she's a potential Slayer? How do her parents know? I want this backstory. I want more of this.
She deserves it. She character
does.
That deserves that.
They did not flesh Kendra's character out. It's really sad. Not only with the bad accent, the racial stereotyping.
Yeah.
They don't flesh her out enough. And
it's unfair.
It is. It's very unfair. Talk more about it in the spoiler section after the credits. So we'll get into that if you're listening.
Is there fanfic?
There's tons of fanfic
for her backstory.
I haven't read any because a lot of the fanfic I gravitate to is very spicy, and it involves two characters I can't mention for fear of spoilers. But I'm going to seek it out now. And I wonder if the comics have done anything on Kendra. I need to look that up too. The accent is so bad. And I feel so bad for Bianca Lawson because she is a stunning actor.
Right. This was at the direction of
yes, this was not Bianca.
Runners.
Yeah, this was not her choice. And Buffy tells her, you seem lonely. And Kendra tells Buffy, hey, but emotions and friends and love, all this, it's weakness, Buffy. It's weakness. And Buffy says a great line. My emotions give me power. Slow clap.
They're total assets.
They are.
That's what she says.
She does.
And I think that's great.
So if you have been told you're too sensitive, you feel too much, you're too emotional, you just say, my emotions give me power. Buffy tells Kendra, your technique is flawless and better than mine. And Kendra's like, yes. And Buffy's like, but but I'm always going to beat you. And she's goading her into getting angry. And Kendra starts to get really flustered. And Buffy's like, feel that anger.
Yeah.
That's going to give you power. Buffy. And then Xander comes in and he's looking for something, and Kendra gets all weird again. And then she tells Buffy that she's not permitted to speak with boys. It's just,
I don't understand that.
Yeah. And to me, it's like it's in line with this almost militaristic approach to slaying. But I don't like that they make her become submissive around boys. I would have rather her be like ignoring him. Like, I'm not supposed to talk to boys. I'm not going to talk to boys.
Right.
But not this like
cowering. Yeah. I don't like
gross.
It's kind of subservient.
It is. And then, Buffy says they should go see Willie. Willie probably knows more than he's letting on.
Yeah.
She also copies Kendra's accent, and I'm not going to get into that because it's uncomfortable. Yeah. So go back to Drusilla's sex dungeon. And
she's kneeling between Angel's spread apart legs.
Ooh, she is.
And she's holding a little pitcher of holy water above him.
And he's still tied up. And he's covered in burns and stuff at this point. And she tells him, say uncle. Oh, that's right. You killed my uncle.
Oh my God.
Oof.
And Spike comes in.
He does. In this scene. Wow.
Yeah. They're ready to go off to the church.
Yeah. Spike's like, all right, it's ritual time. Let's go.
Drusilla says, but it makes pretty colors, as she's like standing up, and Spike says, I'll see him die soon enough. I've never been much for the pre-show.
That's right.
And
He starts
Angel
to
says,
untie Angel.
Angel says, that's too bad. That's what Drusilla likes best, as I recall.
And then Spike immediately is like,
Spike's
what's that
supposed to mean?
What's that supposed to mean? And Angel's
Angel
being a little saucy.
Says, ask her. She knows what I mean.
And Drusilla is kind of like, she's got a little bit of a grin, you know. Spike looks at Drew and he's like, well, and she just kind of smiles at Angel and she does like a little roof, bad dog. Yeah. Like the way Juliet Landau says bad dog. I love it. No notes. And what does Angel say? He said, you should let me talk to him, Drew. Sounds like your boy could use some pointers. She likes to be teased. This is spicy for a WB show.
This scene so much.
And Spike is getting pissed. He's like untying the thing and he like slams it on the ground.
Says, keep your hole shut. Hey. Once more, contains adult content.
Sure does.
And we're just going to sit with it for a little bit.
And Angel does not listen to Spike.
No.
He says, take care of her, Spike. Mm-hmm. The way she touched me just now, I can tell when she's not satisfied. Whoo!
Uh-huh.
And Spike, what is Spike?
Spike says, shut up. I said, shut up. And he grabs Angel by the throat.
Yep.
And he lifts him onto his feet.
And
puts him up against the bedpost.
And Angel's kind of smiling. He's like, or maybe you two just don't have the fire we had.
That is enough.
Spike is at it.
Done.
He has had it officially.
Yeah, and he's like getting ready to pound him to death. And Drusilla's like,
goodbye.
Sorry. That poor choice of words.
Is Norman Pfister in the room?
Poor choice of words he could be.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
He breaks off a piece of the bed, right? And he's like,
he does. Yeah.
Steak Angel.
And Drusilla's like, no. Spike, no.
And we realize Angel was goading him. He was trying to get
100%. He's trying to get him.
He's trying to get Angel he was trying to get Spike to kill him because if Angel's dead, they can't do the ritual and Drusilla won't come back to full health. So yeah. Angel's really sweaty. I made a note of that. He's very sweaty. This is hot.
It's hot.
And then
this whole scene's hot.
It is. And Spike's like, I see what you were doing. He's like, if we don't complete the ritual, Drew doesn't go back to health, and then your little Rebecca of Sunny Hill Farm and her friends can't watch the show. That's good. That made me laugh.
It is so good.
So we go to Willie's, and Kendra and Buffy kind of have him against the bar. He's denying it. He's like, I didn't do anything, my good pal Angel, blah blah blah. I don't know where he is. And Kendra says, just hit him, Buffy. And Buffy's like, she wants to hit. She likes to hit. And he's like, okay, fine. I'll take you to where Angel is, where they're doing the ritual. Or I think he even says, like, Spike will kill me.
Yeah.
And Buffy's like, well, we're going to kill you.
Like, you're going to kill me. He's like, yeah, well, it can't be anything worse than what Spike's going to do. Yeah. It's pretty bad.
So,
he's a rat.
He's a rat.
So he talks.
He does. And he's like, I'll take you. And Kendra says, hold up. We need to go back to Giles. That's procedure. And Buffy's like, no, he's going to die. And Kendra's like, he's a vampire. He literally should die.
Kendra's checking her notes.
Yeah.
Okay, again.
Right here, it says.
Rule number 1.
Let me read this to you. And Buffy's like, you're either with me or you're out, but I'm going to the church right now. And Willie takes Buffy to the church, but oh shit. It's the Order of Taraka and some other vamps. We see the cop from the school and Norman Pfister, and then we see some other vamps.
Right.
So Spike is in vamp face. He's starting the ritual.
He is.
Saying, Eligor, I name thee. Eligor, wretched master of decay.
Drusilla and Angel have been joined together.
Yes, the palm to palm.
Some sort of a dagger through their hands.
Yeah, and their hands are tied together. Drusilla looks great. Another sleigh.
Nice little black dress.
Beautiful black dress. And
it's the first time we've seen her in anything different.
That's true. She's always been in the little white dresses.
Little House on the Prairie dress.
And the very high-waisted, like the Georgian style.
Right.
She looks like she could be in Bridgerton, actually, with those dresses, white dresses.
I mean, she's got the sauce for it. She's got the partners for it.
What if we saw like a Bridgerton Buffy mashup where Drusilla is the sparkling diamond of the season, and then she just kills everybody at the ball? The end. Okay. And from the blood of the sire, she is risen. Yeah, he stabs their hands together with the blade.
So they're bound together in this ritual.
And Willie brings Buffy in fully to the church because she's, I guess, been in the hallway with the Order of Taraka.
Yeah. She's like, yeah, see?
I got her.
She walked right into the trap.
Spike, I'm your good pal, Willie.
Here she is.
Here she is. And Spike says, are you tripping?
Spike's like, not now, bro.
Why would you bring her
Literally
in
brought
here?
the Slayer to the ceremony.
That I need to happen.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, to Buffy, he's like, what does he say? Angel, yeah, he's going to die, but he has some, or you have something he doesn't. 5 more minutes or something. So basically the ritual's about to
get fighty, kick.
Well, because Kendra
All over the
backflips
place.
into the room out of nowhere. Double kicks the vampire.
Jazz hands.
And Giles has got he comes in because he's got a vampire, or he has a crossbow,
right?
Stakes a vamp.
Yeah.
Which
It's all hands on deck.
To Kendra's credit, Kendra going to get Giles was a good idea because now they have backup. Giles is taking a vamp with a crossbow, and Xander and Cordelia go after Norman. They goad Norman into following them.
They do, and this is very like Looney Tunes, Acme.
Yeah,
they like Roadrunner Coyote scenario
I know.
right here.
They might as well have the big thing that says glue.
TNT, Acme glue, Acme TNT with the rock that falls down.
It's ridiculous. But they put liquid adhesive on the floor.
They put pitch on the floor.
Yeah.
It's the same way that they caught Cinderella.
Oh, that's right.
In Into the Woods.
Yes. And so the bugs get stuck and they just stomp on all the bugs.
Right.
And Kendra's fighting Spike and Buffy's fighting, I think, Patrice, who's the Tarakan cop.
Yeah.
I like Buffy's outfit. She's got track pants on. She's got sneakers. She's kicking ass.
Yeah.
And Buffy and Kendra do like a cool little Slayer swapperoo.
Yeah, like a tag team. They're like, switch.
And then Buffy and Spike. And I'm sorry. Why couldn't Buffy? She kicks Spike, like decapitates him. Sorry, incapacitates him for a minute.
Wow,
and she's trying to untie the restraints. Why couldn't she just rip the restraints? She's strong.
She's very strong, but
she's
this is a binding spell, so maybe there's magic involved.
Sure.
Okay.
And Patrice is fighting Kendra, and she slices her shirt, and I hate this so much. Kendra says, "That's me favorite shirt."
No, that's me only shirt. No, why did they do that to her?
I don't know. And also, it doesn't make sense if she is this militaristic Slayer. Why is she dressed like she's going to the club? She looks amazing. Her outfit is a slay. But if you are this rigid Slayer, by the book, don't talk to boys, why are you wearing a crop top,
right,
as your only shirt? Do you sleep in that?
I guess she has been.
So many questions.
It's like her only outfit. She just like walked on the plane. What does she think? She's just gonna kind of like?
Doesn't it stink?
She thought she was gonna be home. I think by 6, she did pack another outfit.
I guess. I mean, is that her only shirt on this trip? I hope she's got more shirts at home.
Dop kit with like a toothbrush in it.
Did they not send her with anything?
Something.
Sam Zabuto, we've got questions. Put your Mai Tais
down.
She
loses her contact. Is there any solution?
What is happening?
We've got questions.
And at this point, Spike has like thrown Buffy aside. He gets a torch, throws it to block the Scoobies, scoops up Drew, and he's like, I hope that was enough. And he's getting out of there.
Yeah.
Buffy gets the incense twirler thing. What is it called? I don't know. It's what they do in Catholic churches and maybe in other Christian churches. I just went to Catholic school, so I saw it a lot.
There's a term for it. I don't know what it is.
They swing it.
Third go here. We still don't know.
They swing the incense. Well, she picks it up. This is high camp. Lassos it.
She starts swinging it like it's a what's the ball and chain from medieval?
A mace,
like a mace.
Yeah,
she's swinging it over her head like a mace, and then she launches it at
Spike
and Drusilla. Okay,
great.
Your favorite part.
Fucking
conks him in the back of the head.
He falls into the organ.
The organ just completely smashes to 1,000 pieces.
It doesn't make any sense.
Looks like it's made of cardboard. collapses all over the place. And that's it. Okay.
And
She has the opportunity to
Kill him.
stake him.
Kill him. She could have thrown a stake.
Run and jumped. She's the Slayer. She could have landed on top of him, Andrew, and spiked them both at the same time.
Could have decapitated him with
She
something.
could have done a lot of stuff.
Mhm.
And all the other folks could have piled on and helped too.
Where's Giles's crossbow?
Where's the crossbow?
He is the Magneto of this show.
They don't kill him. They can kill him. They don't kill him.
They don't kill him. And as the organ falls on him, Buffy goes, I'm good. This is camp. This is so camp. And okay, the church is burning around them. They leave. Are the good people of Sunnydale Methodist congregation going to go into church and be like, what the hell? What happened?
What happened here?
Who's paying for these damages?
The sign of God.
I
Yeah,
mean,
must have been an earthquake. That's all I can think of, pal.
Okay. We know that there's a detective. We saw Detective Marlowe a couple episodes ago.
Marlowe, yeah.
There's a police force. If they just dusted for a smattering of fingerprints, they would have these people arrested for burning down a church. Fine, it's fine. So we cut back to Sunnydale High School.
Right.
Oz is at a vending machine, and Willow comes up to him, and he gets animal crackers.
Yeah, the old school Doritos in the vending machine.
So good.
Love the old school Doritos.
Love the old school Doritos. And he offers Willow an animal cracker, and they're so cute. Well, she opens them for him because his arm is in a sling from getting shot.
There may or may not be any foreshadowing with the use of the animal crackers.
Who knows? Who could say? And they're just so cute. And she's like, "Hey, I wanted to thank you," but he's like, "No. I don't get thanks. I get all embarrassed and weird." And he pulls out a animal cracker, and he's like, "It's a monkey. He's got a little hat and pants. And how come he's the only animal cracker in the box that gets clothing?" And she smiles, and he says, "You have the sweetest smile I've ever seen." I love them. They're so cute.
This is believable.
This
the Xander Cordelia
I know.
throw together was not.
No,
believable.
it wasn't.
But this build up, I'm really enjoying.
I am too. And speaking of Willow, and speaking of Xander and Cordelia is walking down the hallway. We just see Charisma Carpenter, her POV, and she sees something, and she turns around and starts walking.
And behind her
comes Xander.
Is an extra, by the way.
Oh yeah.
This is my sleigh.
Yeah,
my fashion sleigh. She's got this is a background artist. She's wearing a gray pleated skirt with tights, and she's got like knee-high boots.
Yeah.
And
she looks great.
It's a great outfit, whoever you were.
Looking good. They go into, I guess, the home ec room, or it's like the sewing room, and we're just gonna pretend this never happened. You kissed me. No, you kissed me. I was a kissy. And Xander makes a comment like, "You're not somebody who makes me want to spring for dinner at Bucky's Fondue Hut." Huh. Okay. But then, of course, the music swells and they start making out again.
Right. Yeah. I can't with this.
No. We go to Buffy and Kendra outside the school, and your extra had a sleigh. What the fuck is Buffy wearing? What is she wearing?
This outfit is questionable.
She's got green pants, a pink lacy cami that's like too long for the pant, and like some red oranges jacket and these clunker shoes.
Don't know what's happening here. And
Spoiler alert.
She's sending Kendra off in a cab
to the airport
with a duffel bag. It looks like apparently there's some. Doesn't she have some sort of a bag?
No, she's wearing one of Buffy's shirts.
Oh, she's wearing one of Buffy's shirts. That's it.
They give her ticket. Like, bye.
See ya.
Remember, sit and watch the movie unless it's a Chevy Chase movie, which is such a weird line.
Such a strange line.
Yeah. And wouldn't you give her a toothbrush, give her some clothes, something? It's weird.
Something. Invite her to stay overnight and have dinner. Meet my mom.
Meet Joycey. But
Joyce is busy, apparently.
Joyce is at the art gallery. Who can say what she's up to?
She's curating
something. And she says to Kendra, like, "Yeah, this old slang gig." And Kendra says, "You talk about slang like it's a job. It's not. It's who you are." And Buffy responds with, "Did you get that from your handbook?" And Kendra says, "No, from you." Love it. Okay.
Right.
No, hold on. We're not done. Last scene is we go back to Sunnydale Methodist. The parishioners have not come in and seen the damage done to their establishment.
That's right.
And we see Drusilla pick Spike up by like one arm, like holding him up in the air. And he's incapacitated.
Yeah.
He's passed out, unconscious.
Yeah.
And she says, "I'll see that you get strong again." like me. How did she not get crushed under the rubble either? I don't understand.
She has her strength back.
Oh, fuck. But Spike was at his full strength and the organ took him out.
They went out on a high note. And on that note.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Ryan.
Uh-huh.
You know what time it is?
Ooh, what time is it?
Oh, someone put a stake in me.
Can't wait till we get to the episode where I'd be like, this is where that's from.
I'm so excited.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to give this 2-part episode, part 1 and part 2.
Combining them together.
I'm going to give this a 3.5.
I think I'm going to do, yeah. I'm going to do the same, actually.
You know, there was a lot to unpack. Totally did not appreciate the way that they handled Kendra's character.
It's pretty egregious
in this. But there was a whole lot of Spike and Drusilla, and there was a whole lot of Spike and Drusilla and Angel that I really appreciated. I like the Scoobies working together. I like the storyline with Oz and Willow that is slow burn building in the best way. I don't very much appreciate the Cordelia and Xander of it all, but I'm glad that they finally got on with it. Yeah. Because they've been kind of hinting at some stuff.
They've been hitting us over the head.
They've been putting them together in a lot of scenes.
Yeah.
It wasn't as obvious as Angel being a vampire, but it was still, kind of obvious to the watcher. So, all in all, having the storyline of Kendra coming back and questioning whether or not there can be 2 Slayers, I thought was very thought-provoking and intriguing. And I don't know, I was engaged with all of it. So I like this. You get Willie the Rat.
You do get Willie the Rat.
Introduced to 43 new churches and a bar that we weren't aware of before this.
So exciting. Yeah. Thrilling.
Anyway, 3.5.
Yeah, same. I like the introduction of another Slayer. We learn more about the Slayer lore. Mm-hmm. Not fully how it works. Obviously, there's some holes you can punch into it, but I liked meeting another Slayer.
Yeah.
Who can be a foil to Buffy. Yeah. I liked this episode moves the narrative needle, right? Like, I won't get into it too much, but we're getting more towards the through line of this season, which is involving Spike and Drusilla and Angel and Buffy. And part 1, I really did enjoy. I liked the questions raised by Career Week and Buffy being like, well, what am I going to have a career in? This is my gig until I die.
Yeah. And that usually those themes are kind of a bit bigger, but there was so much going on in these 2 episodes that it almost gets lost. Yeah. But they come back around to it. And
we raise the stakes by having Drusilla come back to full power.
That's right. Yeah.
So, I mean, there's the way Bianca Lawson was characterized as Kendra.
Yeah, I didn't like the way they did it.
A lot of problems there. So that's why I can't give it a 4. But 3.5. Solid. Cool.
All right.
Super cool.
If you liked what you heard, please be sure to follow. Be sure to rate and review us on your preferred streaming services. And stay up to date with us for our latest episode drops and additional fun content on our social media pages. We are at Once More Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Threads, and Spotify as well. And we are the Once More Pod on Twitter.
Yeah, and if you haven't already, please subscribe on YouTube and hit the like button. It really, really helps us.
It's helpful.
So if you like it, just let us know. Thank you.
Once More is produced by us, and our original artwork is by Dr. Courtney McKenzie.
Sure is. Thank you so much for tuning in to Once More. See you next Friday for episode 11 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Ted. That's a good one. Be sure to check out our latest episodes of Unhinged, released every Wednesday. Hey, I'm Jen Katz.
And I'm Ryan Something.
And remember, you're the one freaky thing in my freaky world that makes sense to me. That was from part 1.
Keep your hole shut.
Wow. Okay. Kendra's going to die this season, which is really frustrating because we don't learn near enough about her as we should. I'm going to do some research after this pod and see if there's anything in the comics, because they bring us a badass female of color to be a Slayer, and then she is taken out by Drusilla doing this.
Yeah.
And it's so sad. And they never fully explain why there was no communication about there being a new Slayer. Even when we get Faith next season, because when Kendra dies, Faith is called. We're going to see Willie. He's got Willie's bar.
Willie.
It's the demon hangout.
Right.
Willie's going to be somebody who helps them off and on throughout the rest of the series. Spike goes there in later seasons to play poker and hang out with the demons. And it's just, it's kind of cool to see, oh, hey, here's Willie. He's going to be a character.
I think it's a good idea to have a place in town where the bad guys can get together and hang out outside of the Bronze are constantly being relegated to
the cemetery,
the sewers or the cemetery or whatever underground cathedral there might be. And it just adds to the fun of it all, right?
I agree.
It's entertaining. So I'm happy to have Willie's. And, you know, we also are slowly moving toward Oz and Willow.
We are.
That relationship is blossoming.
Yes. We're going to learn, you know, that Oz is a werewolf and
eating animal crackers.
He gets bit by his little cousin Jordy, who turns him into a werewolf.
Nice.
And he's going to be a part of the gang, you know, back half of the season and all through season 3. Yeah. And then unfortunately he leaves us in season 4, not on a great note. I believe, you know, in my opinion, it's not great, but we're seeing Oz and I can't wait for him to be a part of the gang.
And we're seeing Cordelia take a larger role as being part of the gang. She, you know, I think gets kind of sucked into this by being asked to drive Xander over to Buffy's house.
Right. Which she could have said no.
She could have said no, but she's getting closer to this group. Yeah. And I think that we're going to see in upcoming episodes where she is now officially kind of
she's a Scooby,
a full-time Scooby.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. We're moving much closer in these 2 episodes.
All right.
Any other spoilers?
I mean, other than like, you know,
the Spike and Drusilla and Angel of it all.
They're about to be our favorite throuple. Yes. So
come and knock on.
Come and knock on our door.
We got vampires for you.
We got vampires for you.
Where the kisses are his and hers. Three's company.
To bite everybody. Bye. Everyone.